We were in Hong Kong for the 2008 Olympic Games in August. The Hong Kong Olympics were a really special memory for me because of, first of all, the horse I was riding, Cedric, who was a horse I'd bought as a young horse, and he was a very little, feisty animal that actually did much more than we ever expected. And to have him at an Olympic Games was mind-boggling to start with. You know, the nerves that we all had of how we would perform there. You know, he could be wonderful and jump clear rounds, but he could also decide that he didn't want to go over a wall or water or whatever. So, you know, there was so much pressure on that event, and then for him to go there and perform the way he did, which he jumped a clear round the final day, and then we had to go into a jump off with Canada, and he jumped another clear in the jump off. To help secure what ended up being a team gold for us. So it was an amazing, I get goosebumps as I'm telling it right now. The funny part about the night in Hong Kong was we weren't really aware that we were going to have to be in a jump off. So I had gone third for the team, and so we were waiting for Beezy to go. And you know, we were hoping for a medal. You know, we didn't really know what was going on, but the last thing on our mind was that we would be in a jump off. So I was sat in the hospitality with my owner, and I was just about ready to have a beer because that was all that was available. And then my sister was sitting with me, and she's looking at the scores, and she's like, you know, if Beezy isn't clear, we might be in a jump off. And I'm like, what? You know, I pushed the beer away, and sure enough, we end up in a jump off. So it was a lot of chaos, you know, getting the horse back from the stable. You know, nobody was very organized about it. And thankfully I had to go third, so that gave me a little extra time. But yeah, it was definitely not the most calm, you know, moment that you would have liked to have had. It was crazy, but it went well. You know, the interesting thing about Cedric, and he was only 10 at that time, and I ended up competing him until he was 19. What I did learn about him was that, you know, he had this uncanny ability to sort of rise to the occasion. So, you know, when you would think that something as terrifying as all those people cheering and making noise and that, you know, that just extreme atmosphere, I was convinced that would frighten him. I think it actually made him grow taller. So, you know, he would still spook when he'd go in the ring, and he would do his little funny things. But once the bell went and I would go, he knew what his job was. So it was when he finished the last fence in the jump off and it had all gone well, I felt like a tremendous weight had been lifted off, because leading up to the Olympics, even Nick Skelton had said, "You're not taking that horse to the Olympics." You just don't know what he'll do. And then, of course, there I am with that in the back of my mind. So it was nice that he proved Nick wrong.